Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's NixiK here, and if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and you'll see my videos weekly. I post every Tuesday and Friday, and honestly lately it's been a random surprise too because I just get so excited to post my videos. But anyways, welcome. So in honor of Pride Month and in honor of Queer Eye just releasing, oh my gosh, I don't even know what season it is at this point, but they just released another season of Queer Eye on Netflix. I don't know if it's as big of a thing outside of the US, but it's a huge thing here, and I am obsessed with them. I love them so much. So I decided that I wanted to create them in The Sims because I thought it would be really fun to create like each of their personalities. They really show their personality through their clothes, and they each are very individual type of people, and I love them all, and I felt like I could really portray that in The Sims. So I did start with Jonathan Van Ness, of course. I love him. I did a little bit of CC shopping. I am not a huge CC person because honestly, just to get the few things I needed for this video, it took me probably about like an hour. And I will have the CC I used linked below in the video or in my video description. You'll see it's not really a lot of items. It just took me that long because I'm that picky. And I'm really sad I could not find the beard mustache combo where the mustache kind of flips up. If you know Jonathan Van Ness, you know what I'm talking about. So if anyone knows that there's a CC out there for that, please let me know because I would like to update it before I put it on the gallery. Or, I mean, at this point it will be on the gallery, but I would like to at least change it because that would just be better. So, before Jonathan's over, let me tell you a little bit about his character. I decided to go with the aspiration of friend to the world because he's just an all-around very outgoing and inclusive person. His traits are creative, cheerful, and good. I felt like those really embodied Jonathan the most, but honestly, we are lacking in traits. I wish there were more to choose from because he has so much more going for him than creative, cheerful, and good, but you know, I worked with what I had. So here is Karmo. Karmo, his aspiration is also friend to the world, but you can understand why that is because he is the person in charge of, oh gosh, I forgot what they call it culture in the show, but it's more of like he's the therapist. That's the way I see it. You know, friend to the world. He's also cheerful, he's good, and he's outgoing. I did want to go back. I forgot to mention a few things about Jonathan. I wanted to make sure I put him in skirts. That's like what he wears majority of the time, and I really loved it, but they need better skirt options that go a little bit higher because it looks really weird on guys. But, I mean, I guess they're not really assuming that we'll put a lot of skirts on guys. But it's also 2020, so I think it's time that we assume that. Anyways, for his workout, I really regret not doing a figure skating outfit. I totally forgot about that. I just had to throw that in there because I'm very upset that I forgot. Karmo, you know, with his style, he is very colorful, he's very cool, very urban. So I went with the baseball, I don't know, pullover type thing for his everyday wear, and then I tried to really pull in a lot of colors for all his other outfits. I really like how he turned out because I honestly think Karmo, out of all the Sims I made, was the one that really stuck with the fashion the best. I guess they just, by me having city living probably, I was able to really create his style. The hardest one was probably Tan because he's so, and this is Tan right here, this is Tan France, as you see with the hair, it's very obvious. But he's the fashion guy in the show. He is known for creating their outfits and recreating their image. So it was like super stressful to make sure that I got the outfits right, because he is super fashionable and I do love him. I remember when I was editing this video and I was editing Tan, my boyfriend was on the couch behind me and he was just like, I know for sure that's Tan, like I don't even have to ask you. It's just the gray hair. He has that beautiful hair, and honestly, that's the reason I got this CC hairs specifically for him. I ended up using it for, I think, also Bobby and Anthony, because after it took me an hour just to find 2 hairs, I just kind of gave up and tired, and I didn't want to download more CC. You will notice that he just kept putting on that Mr. Rogers sweater, and I mean, I loved it, but that's just not Tan. That's not Tan. Here I am just like struggling to find a good outfit for him. Now, the reason I do love Queer Eye so much is because if you're ever in like a rut or a rough spot of your life, Queer Eye really helps you get out of that. They're just so loving. They are so encouraging. And honestly, every episode you can kind of pull into your own life. Every time I watch it, it motivates me to kind of get my shit together. It always comes out at a great time. So yeah, with the quarantine and those quarantine blues, and honestly feeling like you have nothing to do, it's really nice to have a show that helps you out of that. I forgot to say before I'm over with Tan that his aspiration is painter extraordinaire. They didn't have a fashion one, obviously, so I just kind of went with that. Like, it's close. So he's a perfectionist, creative, and good. I'm pretty sure they all got the trait of good because they're all good people, so I just kind of had to do that. Perfectionist and creative, I felt like that was really Tan. He always gets those outfits just right. Here's Anthony. Anthony is the chef on the show, or the cook. He helps teach them how to like cook for their life, but do it better. So obviously he got the Master Chef aspiration. He got foodie, good, and dog lover traits. He is obsessed with corgis. If you've seen the show or honestly follow him on Twitter or anything, he's obsessed with corgis. So I felt like putting that dog lover in there, and they've always had a dog on the show too. I don't know if they do that on purpose, but he's obsessed with dogs, and he was the easiest one to do because he is just a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy, but he's always wearing statement t-shirts, and he does try to make a statement with his outfits. So that's why I put the It's On Us t-shirt on him. I don't know if that came with the new pack. I feel like it did because it has to do with like voting, but I'm not really sure. I'll have to double check that. Yeah, so he was really easy. I just kind of put a lot of statement t-shirts on him, and I don't know if you've noticed yet, but every single one of them has the Pride t-shirt collection on them in some form. I felt like that was necessary because this video is for Pride, so it's like you can't not put Pride gear on them. It's also Pride Month. I mean, come on. Here's Bobby. Now, Bobby is the interior decorator or interior designer of the show. He helps change their house to be wonderful and beautiful, and he is honestly so talented. It's amazing what he can do. There's not really a trait for decorating houses, or an aspiration. So I used the aspiration for Mansion Baron, I think. It's pretty much you want to own like the biggest, best house in the neighborhood. So I felt like that was fitting more along the lines of he wants to have the prettiest house, but you know, of course, they don't have every little detail. It's The Sims. His traits are art lover, because he's a decorator. He's creative, obviously, and he's also good, obviously. So a lot of the traits are the same around all of them, but, you know. Bobby was also probably pretty easy to do. He is also a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy, and he is honestly like the stereotypical Southern gay is how I like to put it. I love Bobby, so I mean, like, no offense to that. I also live in the South, So that's how I know. He just reminds me of like all my friends from college and like the way that they dressed. I kind of went with that with Bobby. As I'm wrapping up, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you liked the video and hit that subscribe button so that you're notified when the next one is up. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.